Good morning everyone, how are you? Happy Sunday. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different, and some people would see it as a bit like ooh. So basically I've ordered some bits off Amazon because I wanted to look at something and do it from opening a package. And that is, I can remember a long time ago when I first started out and buying brushes, acrylic brushes. Now, I had an acrylic brush that I've only just recently, I don't even think I've thrown it out. I think I've put it in a box somewhere because I just can't get rid of it. It was the acrylic brush that I trained with, okay? It was a size 8 brush that I was emotionally attached to, and I still am, obviously. So it's one of those things, isn't it? It's you know, our brushes cost us money. And we spend a lot of money. I mean, if my husband knew how much money I've spent on brushes, he may not be my husband anymore. So I use a couple of acrylic brushes because I like to have different brushes. So here's the brushes that I use. I use Kylie Ware's acrylic weapon, which I've got in a size, I think it's a size 10. I use the rainbow brush from Creative Nails, which I've got in a size 14. And I use Scarlett Centre's Queen brush, which is a size 8. Okay, so I was thinking to myself, so if I was a tech now, and obviously money's tight into everything's gone up in price, and we've had COVID and it's a nightmare, and if I'd have just qualified now rather than back in 2013, what would I buy and what would I do? So this is where this order comes in. So I've got two things to show you, but this is the first. Okay, so I had a look for a set of acrylic brushes on Amazon. I put in Kalinsky hair, 100%, and a couple of sets came up, and I ordered these ones. So I'll leave the link in the description box below. Only go on the link if they're any good, because I don't know, because we're going to open them now. So let's get these bad boys open. Now I think this was a set of 6 or 7. So there they are. Quite pretty, aren't they, to look at? Okay, so these are Savaland. £25 for the set. You can see that they have a glitter fluid in them. Yeah. So we've got these in a size 4, 6, 8, 8, 10, 12, 14 and a 16. Okay, so they're them. They all come individually in the tubes. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a little play with these bad boys, because I want to see how they work. I want to see if my acrylic sticks to them. Are they really 100% Kalinsky hair? For 25 quid per brush? Per set, not per brush. So I've got some tips that are kind of buffed and ready to go over there. I'm going to choose an acrylic to kind of complement this maybe a little bit. So I think I'm going to choose, I can't see. Do you know when you can't actually see, you're that long-sighted that you can't see anything in front of your face, but miles away you can. So we're going to pick just a, let me just pop you out of the way. So I'm going to use some Creative nail stuff, and let's get some monomer and let's give these a prep. Okay, so this is how I prep all my brushes. Got a piece of kitchen towel here, got my dappen dish. Okay, so I'm not going to put anything in my dappen dish. I'm going to put it out of the way until we're ready to go. So I'm going to go with the size 16. So let's put these to one side and let's have a look at this brush. Okay, so I'm going to feel the weight of it as well. So it's an all right weight. Top doesn't go on there, but that's okay. Okay, it's not pinched, so it's an oval brush. yeah, and it's very long, very shiny, which is worrying. So let's give it a good prep. So what I'm going to do is I am going to flick through it. So I'm removing all the gum that is actually in this brush. So while I flip this, I'm just going to talk to you. And you can see, if you look here, you can actually see the gum that's on the surface there. Can you see? So what we want to do is get rid of all that before we start prepping it in monomer. So I'm not going to have any preconceived ideas about this brush. I've just qualified in my head. I haven't just qualified at all, that's lies. And we're going to see what this will do. It feels quite firm at the base, but we are going to just flick through. This is going to be the last time that I ever touch the end of this brush with anything other than monomer or acrylic or glitter. So it feels firm at the base. I'm going to go through now with my bin behind me. I shouldn't really have it there. I'm going to just pop through those bristles with a cocktail stick. So I'm just breaking the bristles apart here very gently. Go through a bit more. There we go. So our Amy's in the room. Say hello, our Amy. And we're just seeing if we can remove as much, let me zoom in a little bit for you, of that gum. And the gum's there because it keeps the brush in form while it's in transit. So as it should be, as they want it to be. So I just, you know, when you're just like curious, because I have got another brush that I've put somewhere. I don't know quite where I've put it yet. But I have moved it so that I could show you another brush that's being prepped. But, you know, up to now, I'm just flicking through again. There we go. How's everyone's Sunday? What are we doing today? Kids have broke up, haven't they? Mine are older, but I know they've all broke up from school, so some of us are probably a bit, 6 weeks, or some of us are like, yay, 6 weeks. So we're just going through and doing that. Take your time when you're prepping your brush. Don't like have your client turn up and then prep your brush in front of them. Do you know what I mean? Unless you want to, but it's not something I'd do. I always kind of get everything prepared. But yeah, so let's keep going through. Okay. Now, I'm going to just compare this to another Kolinsky brush that I've got, because let's have a look at this one. So this is one that I use for competitions. And see what we think. It has like an amber shine to the hair. I'm trying to, can you see that? So what I'm trying to work out is this 100% Kolinsky hair? Now I'm going to know as soon as I put a bead on it if it's 100%, because there could be synthetic fibres mixed in there. You don't know, do you? So, you know, when we're going to give that, just let me see if I can get rid of a bit more of that gum. Okay, so we've now prepped the brush, so, you know, we can do this with it. We can fan it, which is what we want to do. We're now going to put some Creative Nail Team monomer in, our dapping dish. Okay. And we're going to submerge the brush and I'm going to fan it. Okay, so you can see, just fanning it out there. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe off. I'm going to do that again. Now it's not performing as I'd expect my brush to perform, to be fair. It's kind of clumpy. I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do, but we're going to have a look. Let's go in again, get it cleaned again. And then we're going to put it on, and then we're going to take off all that stuff. Now I wouldn't expect my brush to do this. Okay. So let's keep going with it, because we're not judging, we're going to see what it's like and what we think of it. Now, this is my Kylie Wary size 14 brush. You can see when I pop it in the fluid, give it a burp, size 10 brush, sorry, and then I wipe it off. My brush stays exactly as I want it to. That's it, full fluid. All the hairs stay tucked in. Wipe it off. And it's nice and torpedo shape, in my opinion. So let's just bob that back in my brush hanger. Stay there, Kylie. But this one, yeah. So let's have a look at it. There we go. So it's not so neat on the end if you look. I'm not feeling that end there. So let's put it back into shape. See what it thinks of life back in its shape. So it looks okay. It don't look too bad. I don't think it's going to be for me. I know it's not going to be for me, guys. So what we're going to do now is give it one more clean. Right the way through. Okay, so I'm burping it again, straight into the bottom of my dish, fanning it out, burping the brush, wiping it off, and then I'm going to pull it down. So I think it's safe to say, when you buy a brush, your brush is your most important tool as an acrylic tech. And your acrylic, obviously, you know. You know, there's certain standards we work to here in the UK, so it's EMA, not MMA. Things like that, reputable brands, product safety sheets, that kind of stuff, yeah? So this is a standard. So if we're doing all that, we need brushes that are going to be bob on, don't we? So I've actually bought, like I said, a rainbow brush by Creative Nails as well, which I'm going to put a prep video up of it, so I don't really want to show it yet, just because it's a lush. So there you go, that's where we're up to. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of that monomer, because we've just cleaned our brush in it, so it's contaminated with gum. We're just going to pop that into a piece of kitchen towel, and that will go in the bin. Give your dish a wipe out, because you don't want to cross-contaminate your acrylic with gum, with Arabic gum, because it's just going to cause your acrylic to go haywire. So let's put some fresh monomer in. Okay. Yes, I do use the squirty bottles because I love them. So we've got some new fresh monomer in, and we're going to use some colours that are from Creative, and we're going to use this brush, and then we're going to use my Kylie Wary brush. Okay, so we're going to use some pink gin, and we're going to use Glisten Up, which is one of the new kohl powders. Okay, now I'm as nervous as you are with this. You know, you just get used to a certain brush, don't you? So we're going to go in, and we're going to, obviously, I'm going to do an ombre. So let's get pink gin out. Let's get our nail ready. Right, so I'm going to pick up a bead. Ooh. I don't like how it's picking up beads either. That was just wrong. Right, let's try again. Right, so there, second pick up, not too bad. Okay, I'm going to pop that on, wipe off my brush, and then I am going to first of all blend up. And then I'm going to pull down. It doesn't feel as flowy, but it's not bad. Yeah? So, I've popped my colour on. Which is Pink Gin. And now I'm going to go in with another bead, which is Glisten Up. So there's your bead. I'm going to pop it on. I'm going to clean my brush. And then I'm going to go down the sides. Now I'm going to pull up. And then I'm going to work this down. Using the belly of the brush just to do that. I think the reason I wanted to do an ombre is because you use a lot more of your brush. So let's just get another little bead because I just want to blend that out a little bit more. A bit of a wetter bead just to pull some of that glitter down to there. And then maybe a bit further. That's our Amy coughing. So Amy does lives with me on Amazing Nails, and I'm going to be doing lives on some other places, so keep your eyes peeled. So, what are you thinking so far, guys? Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's not that bad. Since we've got all that Arabian gum out and, you know, that's held it, it's not too bad. Would I use this on my clients? You know when you use a brush or a makeup brush for a certain amount of time, you kind of fall in love with how you use that brush. There's no, like I'm watching this and I'm thinking, and you know, I know my brushes. I wouldn't use these on my clients, to be fair, but if you were doing acrylic press-on sets, why not? You don't, you know? It's one of those. So as you can see, that there, it's not too bad. Ombre'd up quite nice. Pulled it down. I work quite wet anyway, so I like my brush to have monomer in it. So that's the brush now. We've done a bit of that. It is this little bit here. Let me get my brush in view. Oh, there we go. So this little bit on the end is bothering me a little bit. But that could be because I'm flattening my brush. This is an oval brush that's not been crimped. So when you pull it back, it goes into a point, as so. Okay? So up to now, not too good. So what we need to do now is just cap that ombre and protect it with our ice crystals, which is the clear from Creative. So I picked up another bead and I'm going to pop it just here. Wipe off my brush. And now I'm going to just feather that back because that's a core we've got on the top. So we can afford to file a bit of that. It's, you know, it's amazing glisten up because it's got all that glitter in it anyway. So we can pull down. Just like so. Okay. I'll just pop a little bit more just on the tip. Just there. Pull, push, and then pop it back. Okay. Just like that. Okay guys, so that is the finished product. So I took it away, filed it, and I have used, I'm just holding my camera so you'll have to bear with me. I've used Creative Nails top gel on it, and I did a little bit of stamping to that grass on there. Okay, so that's Glisten Up with Pink Gin and Ice Crystals from Creative Nail Team. If you choose to go over there and have a look at their acrylics, you can use my code Andrea10, get yourself a cheeky 10% discount off those. So that is that. So the Savaland brushes I will be using on my acrylic press-ons, just because, you know, it did the job. Like any brush, it'd take you a bit of time to get used to using it. I would prefer it if it was crimped, to be fair, because I do use crimp brushes. But yeah, so I'll leave the link in the description below, and you can have a look at those if you want to, if you sell press-ons, if you wanted to use them on your clients, that's entirely up to you. So I will be back this week with another video. And have a great Sunday. Enjoy your roast if you're having one. My husband's having lasagna. I haven't told him properly yet, but that's what he's having. And there we go. So thanks for joining. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe. And you can even share it if you want. Alright guys, so I will see you again soon. Alright, bye. Say bye, Amy.